Right, ladies and gentlemen, mic check 1 2 1 2. It's Tuesday, and this is Tuesday night's main event. Want to welcome y'all in. Want to thank you guys for your continued support of this show. Um, I done lost count of the episode. It'll be in the description, so don't even worry about that. I think this is 11 or 12 or something like that. I just know we weren't here last week. Um, we were preempted here last week because I had NBA business to take care of. Apologies to my wrestling slash sports entertainment people. I had to do what I had to do. I had to make a executive decision, and y'all know how that is. Anybody who does this thing independently, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know the vibes. So I am here, and I thank you all for being here. It is appreciated. It is greatly appreciated. But y'all know the motto here, man. We are here for a good time and not a long time. Let's get to what we came here for. This Saturday is Crown Jewel, and that is WWE's annual event that they throw over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And I think this is the second one this year. They've been over there for King of the Ring. And this is a part of some 10-year deal that they made. So they do shows over there. They've been doing them over there since I want to say 2018, something like that. And like it's a 10-year thing. So they got a couple of more years. I'm almost certain that they will extend this deal because they get paid a lot of money to do stuff over there, to do business there, which is fine. I love that. To be honest, get all the money you can, get as much money as you can, continue to get in these scrums and say, hey, we did this, we did this, we did this, we broke a record, we broke a record. And that's exactly what happens there. So I'm not upset about that, not in the least bit. But this thing takes place Saturday at the Muhammad Abdul Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It is a special start time of 1 p.m. So y'all gonna have to get up early. Y'all gonna have to sacrifice y'all college football Saturday. All of you sports, entertainment, wrestling, pro wrestling fans like me, you're gonna miss those early games. Hopefully your favorite team is not playing. I think my favorite team is playing at that time, so I'm gonna have to make some type of a decision. But let's get to this card. It's a pretty good card. It's like 7 matches here. That's up from the usual. That's up from the 5 that are not the major paper, the big 4. The big 4s are the Royal Rumble, the WrestleManias. And even the Royal Rumble has like 2 or 3 matches and the Royal Rumble matches. But like since the Triple H era has started, like a lot of these, I keep calling them pay-per-views. They're premium live events, y'all, PLEs. I got to get used to the vernacular. I have to remember that. But they've been like 5 matches. This one we'll get to it. Let's start with the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team Championships. Jade Cargill, the champions. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair take on Damage Control, Meta-Four, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Now, if I'm going to make a choice of these teams, I want to pick Jade and Bianca. You know what? I'm going to stick with the champs to beat these 3 teams because I think there might be another team out there that could possibly beat them somewhere down the road. Now, they beat all 3 of these teams individually, and they don't need to be pinned in order to lose their tag titles. I don't think they'll go down that well again. It would be lazy booking on Creator's part there. So I'm gonna say Jay and Bianca maintain their championships. And it's maybe I might be in denial. I'm not ready for the breakup yet. So I'm gonna stick with the ladies holding on to their titles. The United States Championship is a triple threat match. LA Knight takes on Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Now, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have had one hell of a feud. They had 7 matches, which the 7th one was interrupted by LA Knight on SmackDown. So Nick Aldis was like, you know what, bro? You got to fight both of them. Since you decided when you were the special guest referee that you wanted to stick your nose in it and wreck the match. I think I'm going to go with Carmelo Hayes here. You don't draft a guy like him where you draft him and not put a title on him. They kind of made him look like a mutt. But this match series with Andrade has been like one for the ages. I was in the building when they fought in Cleveland. That was a hell of a match. I'm trying to think, it was either the first or the second one. Hell of a match. So I'm going with Carmelo Hayes to be your new United States champion. Next up, we got Randy Orton taking on Kevin Owens in a bit of a grudge match. I think this is going to be this is going to ride into the Royal Rumble, I believe. I think these two are going to go at it. And then this first one, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens needs this win more than Randy Orton does. Randy's a veteran. Randy will be okay. Randy will not suffer if he loses here. So I'm going to go with KO. And you got to build him up and let KO do his thing, especially if, he's one of your top guys. Next up, we got Seth freaking Rollins taking on Big Bronson Reed. This match, listen, the build-up for this match has been crazy. These dudes have taken turns beating the dog crap out of each other. So I'm going to expect nothing less of this. And we saw what happened on Monday Night Raw last night. These two were going at it. Seth stomped him on the car. Bronson got up. They fought in the back of a truck, and he hit him with a DVD onto a bunch of tables and beat the crap out of Seth. I'm going to go with Bronson Reed here. Seth doesn't need this win, but I think they are going to run it back. I think eventually Seth might win the feud, but Bronson is going to do enough to elevate him into a prime spot where he's fighting other people, where he's not fighting another big man and they breaking stuff up and they tearing stuff up. I think putting him in the ring with a guy like Seth is the equivalent of them putting big men in the ring with Shawn Michaels, because for me, Seth Rollins is the Shawn Michaels, the guy you put him in the ring and you're going to elevate him. Seth is a top guy. Seth is always going to be a top guy. He's going to have a prime spot. Bronson came in saying, hey, I'm trying to make a name for myself. What did he do? He dropped tsunamis all over Seth, put Seth out for a couple of months. So with this first one, I'm going to give it to Bronson in this first one, or in this particular match. I don't know if they're going to do 2 or 3 of them, but I'm just picking Bronson Reed here. The Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Women's World Champion Liv Morgan takes on WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. Now, this is something that they created, this Crown Jewel Championship, which those belts are freaking awesome. At the right price, I might buy one of the replicas just because the belt looks so dope. Now, there's a lot of moving parts in this match, but before I get there, as far as with Crown Jewel and how they're doing this is something that I guess WWE decided to come up with and create to like do some Raw versus SmackDown competition that's not at Survivor Series. So they create these new belts, which are very gawky and which are very dope. You kind of paint yourself in a corner with one of your champions losing, and it's kind of like telling like you feel like one champion is over the other. And when Triple H announced him, he was like, "There's going to be a definitive winner. There has to be a definitive winner. So somebody is going to win these matches." So with that said, in this women's Crown Jewel matchup, I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. And then you know what else is going to happen? What's finally going to happen? It's going to be Tiffy time. The cracks are in the relationship. She's sick of Nia's crap. So I believe she is going to aid Liv and Raquel, because I'm pretty sure Raquel is going to show up with Liv. She's going to aid her in getting the win. And then she's going to bop her over the head with that custom suitcase. And she's going to cash in and she's going to get 1, 2, 3. So we are going to have, not only are we going to have a new Crown Jewel or the inaugural Women's Crown Jewel champion, we are going to have a new WWE Women's Champion. And I know I've been predicting that for the last couple of PLEs. This time it really feels like it. It really, really feels like it. The Men's Crown Jewel Championship, you got World Heavyweight Champion Gunther taking on undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. I just think Cody Rhodes has had too good of a year to lose this match. I'm a Gunther fan. I'm one of the biggest Gunther fans. I love what he do. I love how he does it. I love how he kicks those insults around. I'm going to give it to Cody here. I think Cody is this year's Wrestler of the Year. And I will have WWE, I will have end of the year awards. I'm going to start getting those together shortly. So just be prepared for that. And finally, this match was added just last night. They spoiled it kind of, so people, and I guess they just decided to throw it on there. And we'll see what happens on SmackDown. But 6-man tag match. Roman Reigns and the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso. Yes, the Usos are back together, y'all. Take on the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and or Jacob Fatu. Now, we saw what happened on Monday Night Raw last night. And we saw what happened on SmackDown. So now we have to get Jay and Roman back on the same page. Now, I heard they did tape SmackDown, so we saw some spoilers, but I'm going to stick with and act like it didn't happen yet. Okay? I'm gonna act like it didn't happen. You have the Usos and Roman, the OG bloodline. But we saw what Sami Zayn did last night, and I'm sure the whole Sami Zayn, I'm sure all of that will be resolved and will all come into fruition in the next couple of weeks because the end of the month, Survivor Series is here. Survivor Series is coming. But as far as this 6-man match, I'm gonna go with Solo in the Bloodline. And that's because I think we're going to get someone new in the Bloodline. Is it it's Hakaleo's turn. He's been signed. This is the perfect place to bring him. I'm expecting not to see Jacob Fatu Saturday. I'm expecting it to be Solo, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa in this 6-man. And I'm expecting them to get the numbers game up by introducing Hakaleo. I'm hoping we get the Wise Man back. I'm actually hoping that the Wise Man does pop up on SmackDown. I haven't seen any rumors or anything, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you guys. So to recap all of my picks, I got Jade and Bianca retaining their titles. I got Carmelo Hayes becoming the new United States champion. I got Bronson Reed over Seth Rollins. I got Liv Morgan becoming the women's inaugural Crown Jewel champion. And Tiffany Stratton becoming the WWE Women's Champion. I got Cody Rhodes over Gunther as the inaugural Men's Crown Jewel Champion. And I got Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline defeating Roman Reigns and the Usos. Let me get to some. I want to talk about Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc was a heck of a NXT PLE. I don't know how much you guys watch NXT, but NXT is great product. Shout out to Shawn Michaels down there, who is absolutely tearing it up. I freaking love it. He is killing it. He is bringing all of this talent. It's a lot of talent down there on the male and the female side. Let me get to these results because I really want to discuss that. We're going to start with Obafemi against Tony D'Angelo. What a matchup. What a way to kick off. That's the thing about NXT. NXT knows how to set the tone for a card. They always kick it off with the right matchup. This match was brutal. And in order to defeat Obafemi, yes, they did exactly what they needed to do. And that's hit him with a crowbar, hit him with anything, and put him through a ladder, which was a heck of a spot. Tony D got the win in a tables, ladders, and scares match. But before all of that happened, Oba was on his way. And then the family popped out after he thought he got rid of him. What was the next match? Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade versus Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer, I'm sorry. This was a good match. Julia and Vaquer got the win. That is going to put Roxanne's title at risk. She's dropping that title at some point here. It might happen at the end of the year. It might happen at Stand and Deliver in WrestleMania weekend, but I don't think she holds the title that much longer. The ambulance match was pretty damn good. Shout out to Ridge Holland. I like what they did there. He got the dub. Ridge Holland looks the part. He's one of those guys who looks the part. What else we have here? The Women's North American Championship. Kaylani Jordan dropped her title, which I didn't like. I just didn't like it. I'll just say I didn't like it. That girl didn't deserve to lose her title. In the Devil's Playground match, Trick Williams versus Ethan Page. Heck of a match. Those two went at it. Trick Williams is that dude That entrance gets better and better every time you see it. Booker T's ad libs enhances it even more. And then after Trick got the dub, Ridge Holland attacked him. So that sets up his next feud. Shout out to NXT, which is coming up at 8 o'clock here. And you know what, y'all? That is it, y'all. We keeping these shows short and sweet here. I don't want to keep y'all here long. Make sure y'all tune in next week. I'm gonna recap Crown Jewel. And then I'm gonna bring out the power rankings. Those power rankings are coming. So be ready for that. Thank each and every last one of y'all for listening. Make sure y'all tune in to me next week. Deuces.